When she looks you in the eyes and says, "I need space," what she's really saying is, "I'm already halfway out the door." You might hear those words and think it's temporary.
A break.
A breather. But in her mind, it's the softest way she can detach without looking like the villain. Women rarely ask for space when they're still deeply invested. They crave closeness with a man they admire, respect, and feel connected to. When a woman starts craving distance, it's because something inside her has already begun to disconnect. But here's the thing, she won't tell you that directly. She'll frame it like it's about her stress, her confusion, her need to figure things out. But what she really wants is emotional freedom to explore what she feels she's missing. "I need space" is often the trial run of being single without announcing it. She wants to feel what life is like without you constantly there. She's testing how easily she can live without your presence, without your calls, your attention, your energy. Most men make the mistake of chasing harder at this point, texting more, calling more, trying to solve the mystery. But what they don't realize is, the more you chase during her distancing phase, the more unattractive you become. Because she didn't say, "I need you." She said, "I need space." When a woman says she needs space, she's already been thinking about it for a while. It's not a sudden feeling. It's not random. She's rehearsed it, timed it, picked the moment she thought you wouldn't question it too hard. And if you pay attention, the signs were there long before the words came out of her mouth. She started pulling away emotionally. Her responses became shorter. Her eyes stopped lighting up when you walked in. She started guarding her phone a little tighter. She didn't want her touches often, and when she did, it felt forced, like a performance. This isn't about needing time to think. It's about creating space so she can emotionally detach without drama. She doesn't want to hurt your ego, so she wraps her retreat in vague kindness. But don't be fooled, kindness doesn't mean loyalty. Distance is her silent weapon. And if she's saying she needs it, it's already begun working. Now here's the truth. If a woman still loves you, she wants closeness, even when she's upset. If she still respects you, she won't create mystery around her needs. But when she says space, she's not trying to fix the relationship. She's preparing to exit it. And the worst part? She's watching how you'll react. Will you collapse? Will you beg? Or will you hold your frame and let her feel the silence she asked for? Because that silence will tell her everything she needs to know about you. Most men think giving her space means waiting around, staying available, being patient. But that's not what real space is, and she knows it. What she's actually testing is whether you can stand not needing her. If you keep texting her during that silence, if you keep asking for updates, if you try to check in to see how she's feeling, you're proving that your world revolves around her. And nothing kills her attraction faster than a man who can't hold his own emotional center. She wants to feel your absence, to miss what you bring. But if you keep flooding her with your presence, she'll never feel that gap. The truth is, space is her polite way of saying, "I'm no longer inspired by your presence." And it's on you now, not to chase, not to beg, but to elevate. If she's pulling away, something about your energy has become predictable, too soft, or too accessible. That doesn't mean you become cold. It means you become solid. You stop reacting. You stop reaching. You stop making her the center of your emotional life. Because the moment she says, "I need space," she's either about to walk away, or she's waiting to see if you'll finally show her a version of you she forgot existed. Not the man who needs her, but the man who's unshakable, with or without her. When she says she needs space, it doesn't always mean there's another man. But it does mean there's another feeling she's chasing. And that feeling is freedom. Freedom to feel desired again. Freedom to flirt without guilt. Freedom to see what else is out there without officially ending things with you. It's emotional insurance. She keeps you warm in the background, while mentally exploring a world where she's not tied to your energy. This is why "I need space" feels so confusing to men. She doesn't say it with anger.
She's calm.
Even gentle. She'll say she still cares, that you didn't do anything wrong. But make no mistake, she's shifting the power dynamic. She's no longer trying to impress you. She's now observing you, watching how fast you fall apart without her attention. And here's the real game. If she says she needs space, and you say, "Okay, take all the time you need," then actually pull away, she'll feel something she wasn't expecting. The fear of losing your grip. That fear? That's where her attraction reawakens. Not in your pursuit, but in your absence. She wanted space to feel in control. But what happens when you give her more space than she expected? She starts wondering if she miscalculated, if she underestimated your strength, if maybe she's not the one with the upper hand after all. She didn't expect you to be silent. She expected confusion. She expected late-night texts. She expected you to crack under the weight of her withdrawal. Because that's what most men do. They chase what's slipping. They plead. They over-explain. They offer more love to fix the distance. But when you go quiet, calm, unfazed, composed, it shatters her script. Because now she's left alone with her own doubts. She wanted space to find herself? Well, now, in that silence, she starts questioning what she's really doing. And she realizes you didn't beg. You didn't cling. You didn't try to fix something she chose to break. That's unsettling and wildly attractive. You see, I need space is often code for, I'm emotionally checking out, but I want to keep you as a safety net. But when you don't act like a safety net, when you act like a man with options, discipline, and self-respect, she starts wondering if she's the one being left behind. That's the shift. When you stop orbiting around her emotions, she starts wondering where your energy went. And the moment she starts chasing that energy again is the moment the power flips. A woman will never tell you this out loud, but when she says, I need space, she secretly wants to feel if you're still hers when you're not in her line of sight. It's a test, not just of your patience, but of your identity. Who are you when she isn't validating you? Can you remain grounded when her attention is gone? Or does your whole world collapse without her? Because here's what you need to understand, man. She respects men who don't flinch when pulled away from. She's attracted to the ones who don't beg for emotional crumbs. The moment you chase a woman who's retreating, you reinforce her belief that she holds the power, that your value depends on her acceptance. But when you accept the distance without protest, when you remain still in the silence, she starts questioning if she misread your depth. Suddenly, you become the mystery. You become the one who's hard to read. You become the one who has something she doesn't fully understand anymore. And that mystery, that's where her obsession begins to stir. Because women don't obsess over men they fully understand. They obsess over the ones who remain a little out of reach. So when she says, I need space, don't panic. Don't explain yourself. Don't fill the silence. Just lean back and let her feel the weight of what she just asked for. Silence after I need space isn't a punishment. It's a mirror. It reflects who you are when she's no longer watching. Most men fill that silence with desperation. They send long messages explaining their love. They try to prove their worth. They attempt to fix something that was already slipping through their fingers. But a man who understands his value, he doesn't rush in to explain. He doesn't try to rescue her from the distance she created. He lets her feel it. And that silence does something powerful. It forces her to sit in her own emotional space.
No reassurance.
No pressure.
No noise.
Just the awareness that you're not going to chase her down. Because here's the truth. If she's genuinely in love with you, space will bring her clarity. She'll miss your strength. She'll remember the presence that calmed her. And she'll come back, not because you begged, but because your stillness reminded her of what she walked away from. But if she doesn't come back,
That's your answer, man.
and as painful as it might be, that clarity is a gift. Because the worst thing you can do is hold on to someone who's already mentally left the relationship. Let her go. And if you meant anything to her, she'll feel the loss echoing louder than your presence ever did. When a woman says, I need space, don't just listen to the words. Read the energy behind them. It's not always about confusion. It's often about control. About exploring her freedom without fully letting you go. About keeping one hand on the door while watching if you'll chase her down the hallway. But here's your power, brother. You don't chase. You don't cling. You don't collapse. You elevate. You let her feel the full weight of what distance truly means. Not through words, but through your calm, quiet detachment. That's what leaves a lasting mark. Not the long texts, not the desperate calls, but the man who didn't flinch when she created the void. Because in that silence, she'll either come back with clarity, or you'll realize she never deserved the closeness to begin with. Either way, you win. Hold your frame. Own your energy. And remember, the strongest men are the ones who know when not to speak. That's the real meaning behind her space. And now you know exactly how to answer it.